In contrast to earlier migrations, which brought Filipino workers to places like Hawaii and California, those who arrived after 1965 were primarily skilled professionals who spread out across the country. After they relocated, many petitioned the U.S. government for permission to bring over other members of their family. Such was the case with Josefina Cimafranca. She came to the U.S. in 1968 with the assistance of a pen pal who lived in Wisconsin. She eventually married her pen pal's father and then brought her 6 children to this country. As they married and started families of their own here, they spread out across the U.S. The whole family came together for a reunion recently in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we asked them to reflect upon the family's journey to America. Josefina recalls how she found employment here as a teacher after she taught in the Philippines for more than 20 years.
Are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier are we. This is how it sounds in French.
I taught in the Philippines since 1946, after liberation. And then 1957, when my children's father died, he survived Bataan, but when he became the chief of police in our town, he did not survive a shooting.
And then my mom was the only breadwinner in our family, and I was the oldest. At the time, I was only 12 years old, and our youngest was 1.5. And I know that it's really hard for my mom to support us 6 in the family, going to school, foods, everything. So my mom decided to come in this country.
We've always talked about my mom always wanting to come here. I think she wanted to make that sacrifice for us kids, a better opportunity and stuff.
To me, it was an impossible dream because I could hardly let both ends meet, to be exact. But then when my oldest daughter, she graduated college and had her first teaching job, she said, "Mom, I'll hold the fort." So I worked on my papers. I wanted to be sure that I'll have a job here. So I sent my credentials to Madison, Wisconsin, to the Bureau of Education. About 3-4 weeks, I got my temporary license to teach in Wisconsin. Oh, that inspired me to come, really come. And so I came, but I came October 15, 1968. I put that even as my license plate. So I won't forget it.
She had a pen pal in Eagle River, and they were communicating for 20 years. And my mother always told her pen pal that like hard times in the Philippines, and her pen pal told her, "Well, come over here." She said, "I believe there's better opportunities for you and the kids."
Before I left my 4 girls in the College of the Holy Spirit where they were educated. And I left Joe in the seminary.
When my mom left, we talked about her leaving and stuff, but I was just a kid, and you never really know in terms of the impact when they're gone. And it never really occurred to me until I came back to the convent that my mom left. And it was really, really weird, like, Mom left. I was 14, and then, Florence took care of us and my grandma, and then the aunts and uncles. My mom was gone, I was like, wow. But there was still that extended family, that connection with people, that when you needed things, they were there for us.
It is always expected that the oldest one will always, if the parent is not available, the oldest one is always taking charge. It is expected. I was the first one to have a job. So it was my turn to take care of everybody because we're family.
It was very hard, but I have entrusted to the Lord my everything ever, especially ever since their father died. To me, if you know the Serenity prayer, that was my shield and comforter. Every time I got low, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Until now, that is my shield and comforter.